So, the Monster Hunter community in Rise seems to have a few problems, and we need to address them to better ourselves as hunters. I keep seeing them crop up over and over again in various subsections of our community, and I think we can do a little better to rid ourselves of some of these problems. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Serenity, YouTube's favorite fairy princess, and the girl whose voice was screwed over by Mother Nature. And I have compiled a short list of do's and do nots that we can follow to make ourselves behave a little better in the community. Let's start with a pretty big one. Do not idle in the tent during a multiplayer hunt. This one's kind of annoying to me. I haven't personally seen it, but it's been a bit of a problem with players, where somebody, the quest host or otherwise, decides they're just going to hide in the tent the whole time and let everyone else do the work. I'm sorry, if you're going to just turn on a game to idle, go play Cookie Clicker. Please. You play Monster Hunter to hunt monsters, not play Camping Simulator. Come on. This next one is going to be a little controversial. It has to involve spear birds. Those little bird-like collectibles that buff you when you collect them. I would strongly encourage quest hosts to not kick people who are trying to collect a few birds, and I'll get into that in a moment. And as for people who are trying to bum rush a monster immediately, please don't do that either. If you get carded, that penalizes the whole group. Go collect a few birds. Green ones, if you must collect anything. Collect the green ones. But quest hosts in particular can get a little impatient with people trying to collect some birds, but they're genuinely just trying not to cause the group to get an extra cart. And honestly, you should just let them do that. Let them collect some birds. Attack, defense, HP, stamina. In my case, when I'm using an insect glaive, I must insist on a full stamina bar because I need to stay up in the air as long as possible. So yeah, don't go for the target right away either, because some of those players are collecting birds. They won't be able to assist you right away. I would recommend against insulting and berating hunters for their builds. Not all of us want to run speedrunner builds to shave a few minutes off the hunt. Some of us want to have a little more defense to our builds because we're going to take a hit or two more than some of the more skilled players. So try not to berate them for what the community likes to call comfort skills, I guess. Okay. Here's another one. Stop whining about being staggered by people's weapons. I hear you out there. You're getting mad about the long swords and the bow guns and whatnot. But there's a simple solution to that. Get yourself a brace jewel level 1. A basic level of flinch free is all you need to stop yourself from being staggered by the longsword guy or the bowgun guy. You're not really going to have much help against the gun lance guy, though. Just stay out of their way and let them do their thing. Do not use barrel bombs to disrupt other players or the hunts. I have seen a recent trend where a player sets themselves up to get carded immediately by a barrel bomb, causing the hunt to fail, and that is just the worst thing you can do as a community member. Is just... You have nothing for me? Okay. That is the worst thing you could do as a community person, is ruin other people's multiplayer hunts. But there's a second aspect to barrel bombs that you shouldn't do either. You should not be using barrel bombs to just throw other players around while they're trying to carve the monster. Let them get their stuff. Oh, here's a big one. Do not say the randos suck, or say anything that would push that narrative. You might not realize it, guys, but by joining an anonymous person's hunt, you're the rando to them. And you probably wouldn't want people thinking that way about you. Makes sense, right? Everybody's just trying to do their own hunt. You should probably try to work together with them. So that's all the do-nots that I could come up with. And there's plenty of do's to make yourself a better hunter for you and your group. You should bring life dusts along with you to your hunts, or some other type of healing item. Let me show you. So these dusts of life, you can heal your entire party with dusts of life. These are really good to have. You should definitely use them in multiplayer. Surprisingly, I don't use dusts of life, because if I'm in multiplayer, I'm probably going to be using an insect glaive, which has healing powder to it. That's my dust of life, and I have a lot more than them than the average hunter does. I'm supporting my party, and you should too. If you have like a wide range gym, you could support your party directly by chugging potions and healing your party that way. I have heard an interesting strategy that involves using Mushroom Mancer and wide range, and you're giving people these really powerful mushroom buffs. Remember what I said about blowing up players with barrel bombs? There is in fact a way to use them to help other players, especially if a bunch of people are using flinch free. If they get paralyzed or they're falling asleep, you can throw one of those normal barrel bombs, the throwy kind. Let's see, what kind are they? Hold on. These, the standard barrel bomb, you can throw them at people and knock them out of their paralysis or their sleep, and they'll probably be grateful for it. Because our cats and our dogs don't always save us. Okay, if you're hunting and you've got a greatsword user and the monster falls asleep, please, for the love of Narwa, let the greatsword user do the wake-up attack. They will do so much more damage than the average weapon. If you're hunting with a party, there are a few things you can also do to help support them. If you have flash bombs and sonic bombs, you could stun the monster away from some hunter that is about to get flattened by the monster. You could stagger them enough that they can get a little extra time to heal. And hopefully they'll take that opportunity. Additionally, you can use traps to help pin the monster down so everybody can wail on that monster for like 10 seconds. Whoever the quest host is, let them decide whether or not to trap the monster or slay the monster. It's their call after all, it's their hunt. Don't just be running around trapping everything you can just because it's faster. Because somebody, like the quest host, might be wanting to slay the monster for parts they wouldn't be able to get easily or at all if trapped. Last but not least, and I'm going to reiterate this point, just help your fellow hunting party out. You're all in this hunt together, and you're all working together. You either succeed as a group or you fail as a group. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to do. And with that, that is everything I could talk about in regards to online conduct in this game. And if we follow it, we can just be a better community for it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to go and do some regular hunts now. That'll be a separate video altogether. But I still need to crown hunt so many monsters. That is just baffling. I think I got like 45 crowns I gotta do. Woe to me and my achievement goals. Alright, that's it. Happy hunting, everybody.